r/ask Reddit. Photographers of Reddit, what is the most outrageous photo shoot request you have received from an Instagram influencer? Had someone ask me to do more than a week of videography for them and create a promo video for $200, not a day, for the whole week. Assuming 8 hours a day, 5 business days, that would come out to $5 an hour. Jesus Christ, that's less than minimum wage. The entitlement of some people. When I said no, they said they had tons of people that would do it for free. Then I politely told them to go with the free one. That definitely exists. It's so funny/awkward when they act like they have better options and they're doing you some kind of favor. Beet poop. Some influencer that was promoting Betanin in Beats' healthy diet. She want me to take images of the color change poop. That this is actually normal in those that can't process the Betanin. That week, my DSLR was dropped hard, and now I'm without it. It was a bad week. The strangest thing to me about this is not the fact that she wanted pictures of the poop, but that she wanted someone else to take the pictures. Yuck. Also, sorry about your DSLR. Influencer asked me to shoot, and before I even had the chance to give her my prices, she decided to give me hers. Over $300 for me to shoot with her for 30 minutes. One of her main selling points was she could teach me how to leverage and grow my social media. Girl was 15. Edit to clarify, she was asking me to pay her $300 plus when in reality at a minimum she should be paying me. I don't even charge that much, haha. I got asked if I had any duct tape because she wanted her boobs to push up into her dress. She then proceeded to strip completely down to just high heels and wanted me to go in the other room so she could take selfies with my remote control. I'm not leaving you alone with 10k worth of lenses. Did this happen in that order? Like she took off all of her clothes and then tried to convince you to go in the other room? Yeah. She forgot I was there, I guess. I mean, I'd already seen everything. Maybe she was going to get graphic. Work in a camera store and do photography myself. Hear stories about this sort of stuff all the time. Usually just ask model shoots for exposure, but I've heard and seen stories. There is a fairly popular one at the moment about a photographer in Chicago, about people asking for full wedding shoots for exposure. Not always influencers asking these questions either. Sometimes asshole people ask this stuff and then say stuff like well, if I had that equipment then we'd be able to get the same results. They just don't have respect for the time that goes into the art form. As a photo assistant in Chicago, I had a friend tell me there was a popular New York photographer looking for an assistant on Instagram for a shoot in Chicago. I inquired with the gentleman, and he said he only had a day rate of $150. On top of that, he said the day would be a 14-hour day, and he asked me to pick up his equipment rental, which included a 12-foot sweep, and store it at my place, to be ready for the shoot the next day. Hell number $150 for 17 hours worth of work. IDC which photographer you are, pay your assistants correctly. I do documentary film, and I had an on-film job in college, and I met this lady who was maybe 30, asked me to do an Instagram video like this, and she showed me a professional video shoot done with a green screen, lights, and set. I told her I could probably get pretty close to quality with my university's equipment, but it would take time to get a crew together and reserve a studio. She told me no, that I should just record it with my phone. I told her that's not what they did for the Instagram video she just showed me, and she said it's on Instagram. That means they recorded it with their phone. She dropped it after I mentioned I charge money and wouldn't just do it to be nice. She has like 10 followers and 3 of them were porn bots. I was in New York once and this girl, should be in her 20s, approached me and told me to take her photo. I thought it would be some general request, but still, to stand up to my pride, I lowered the camera to gain an architectural perspective. But then when I look at her, she was standing in middle of the road, one arm on a car that she must have stopped, cause the traffic was ongoing, and the other on another car, and was holding a banner that said, "Life." To this day I had no idea what I just witnessed. A few years back I was in Acadia National Park and we did the Beehive Trail hike. For those unfamiliar, it's basically as close to rock climbing as you can get non-harnessed, as you are going straight up a cliff on iron rungs and stuff. So super fun, and you are rewarded with an amazing view at the top. Most people take a quick snap there at the lip, as most do at the peak of their hike, and then move on to the more rocky area, but less a nice view, to rest. Anyway, while we were there resting, 2 Instagram girls got to the top and promptly took over the best view of the lip to take various yoga poses, because that was totally a natural thing to do after scrambling up a cliff. For at least 10 minutes families were coming up asking if they could take a picture, but they literally said we were here first and we'll be here a while. When asked if they were almost done, we ended up leaving before they were done, but it still boils my blood thinking about it. Had an influencer try to set up a shoot with me. When I mentioned my price, she was shocked because she was under the assumption that I was going to pay her for some reason. I work at a hotel and it's believable how many of these dipshits want to stay for free in exchange for a post. Our marketing research shows they have almost zero ROI. Ask them to pay full price, but that you'll give them discount vouchers for their followers to redeem at your hotel, and they will be reimbursed based on the number of vouchers redeemed. Easy to tell and control your ROI there. Someone asked me to shoot her entire wedding, a full day, an engagement photo shoot underwater. I do underwater photography also, and some honeymoon shots somewhere, all for exposure. I straight up said no, politely, and she kicked off in a patronizing way asking me if she knew who she was and what it would do for my career. She had about 10k less followers than I did, and I don't even do weddings, as I had pointed out, so it wasn't even in my best interest, even if she had millions of followers. Oh, and an influencer guy asked me to do a nude photo shoot for him for free. I declined but wished him luck. He then sent a dick pic. I reported him. A bold guy asked me to photoshop veins in his head to make his head look like a giant penis. He was some kind of businessman who was selling a audiobook. Dickhead move, this man always thinks with his penis. Not photography, but I make videos / full productions for major clothing / sports brands. I get a shitload of influencers and models that are dying to be in the videos. One even tracked me down on Tinder after I blocked her on Instagram, begging that she would be way better than all the models with a professional portfolio and agency. Did a casting call on Instagram once. Worst mistake ever. There is a huge difference in being an Instagram model / influencer and an actual professional model. Yes, we need to know all your sizes. Yes, all your sizes. I couldn't give a shit about which cup / hip / shoe size you have, but productions needs to know how else are they gonna make clothing that fits you exactly. No, you can't take photos / vlog on set. You're getting paid to model, not to influence. No, you can't post those photos until 6 months after, when the clothing line gets released. Yes, you have to wear winter clothes in summer and summer clothes in winter and shoot for 10 hours a day. Sometimes I believe being a model is even harder than being in the crew. At least I can look like I'm dying after the 3rd day. They still have to look pretty. I do photography on the side since I mostly film / video, but I have a friend who has an Instagram account as a side business for fun. I told her I would do a photo shoot for her if she helped me with my resume and cover letter. Although she has tons of companies that give her products to review for free, the photo credit she gave me honestly didn't lead to any followers on my Instagram. So yeah, anyone who wants exposure for crazy work I don't think knows that they actually don't give any exposure. In my case, I was the one who brought up the deal, and honestly I would have done it for free to get out of the house because she's my friend. But yeah, that photo credit doesn't do anything in my experience. I do a lot of collab Zaka free portraits because I enjoy it. Most of the time the girls are absolute saints, take it seriously, are very nice and understanding about timelines, etc. The last girl I worked with, who isn't from the same city I usually work in, asked me to buy her roses for the shoot. Bitch, do you know how expensive roses are? Also, she implied we would be doing more than one outfit. Nope. Too much work, and that we should go to multiple locations, and that I should be the one to drive her. Most of these girls are extremely accustomed to male photographers rolling out the red carpet for them and treating them like royalty. I'm a female photographer, and I do not have the time nor energy to spare their feeling. I was asked to do a boudoir shoot featuring blood, bondage, and vampires, people biting each other, by a very well-established children's show staff producer back in Toronto. Edit. I wasn't expecting such a huge response so quickly. So in answer to your questions, it was a woman. I didn't do it, as I can't have my name associated with shoots in that field, nude, boudoir, BDSM, because I work with global brands in the food, property, and portraits industry. The risk factor was too high for the pay, and that kind of thing has never been my style, despite being asked many times to do these types of shoots as a female photographer. The show has been around since the mid-90s. It was extremely famous back in the day. That's all I can say. If you're American, there's a good chance you've seen at least one episode. I wish I could name drop, but I haven't been granted permission to do so by the producer, for obvious reasons. That's it folks, you made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video.